In the Gospel of Mark, chapter 4, Jesus and the apostles cross the sea, and during the crossing a great storm occurs. The apostles are afraid for their lives. Jesus is asleep at the stern. Terrified, they wake him, saying, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" Jesus calms the seas and then asks the apostles, "Why are you afraid? Have you still no faith?" He answers their question with a question. I have never been in a sinking ship, but it is very easy to identify with the apostles and feel their terror. And at that moment, it probably didn't help that their question was answered with a question. I find that faith is like that sometimes. Faith answers our questions with more questions. Even in moments of deepest despair or unimaginable crisis, faith doesn't always provide direct answers, but it sustains us until we find our way. Jesus asked the apostles, "Why are you afraid?" He wanted the apostles to believe that the Lord would bring them safely to the shore. Still a tough sell when you are on the verge of drowning. I think that is when faith has to ride in tandem with trust. When God told Abraham he would have many descendants, yet at the same time to take his beloved only son Isaac up the mountain to sacrifice him, Abraham trusted his faith in God and continued to obey him, even though what God had commanded him to do appeared illogical and was devastating to Abraham. I am reminded of a sermon I heard once that was life-changing for me. It asked the question, can we trust in God and still lament? And it answered that question with the question, can we lament and still trust God? In its simplicity, it makes perfect sense, but in our everyday lives, it still requires a leap of faith. Faith requires trusting God. Trusting God requires faith. So when my faith wobbles, I rely on my trust in God. In the darkest, most devastating storms of my life, He has always brought me safely to shore.